Wait a minute. Let's Google ice breakers.
ChatGPT. Right? It's an icebreaker for the beginning of this episode.
Please, ChatGPT, can I have icebreaker? Unican shed. No. Icebreaker. It's not giving me the icebreaker questions. No, these aren't questions. These are games. Fine. Let's do this. Let's go with a joke. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey, jokes are good.
Hey, ChatGPT, can I have icebreakers? Here we go. If you could master any skill instantly. No. These are hilarious. These are great. I'm going to do this. Okay, let's do the intro.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. You well?
Yes, I'm well, because I just asked ChatGPT for icebreakers, and I want to run through them right now.
Well, yeah, by all means. I'm ready and waiting. We all like a good, fun way to socialize, I'm sure.
Don't we? If I'm at a meeting at work and everyone's just stiff and uptight, a good old icebreaker is all we need.
I agree, but I've been in so many meetings where everybody just stays stiff and uptight and looks down until they're called upon. But yeah, icebreakers, let's do it.
Dave, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Damn, you went hard on historical figure.
You got it. I've got mine. I'll go.
Go on.
I think I'd like to sit down with Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, all right. Why?
Right. I've got a lot of questions for him. He was,
Right.
you know, I'm sure everyone knows Charlie Chaplin, one of the pioneers of filmmaking. What's it, 80, 90 years ago at this point?
Yeah, okay, about to say, you're going to say the 80s then, and I was just going to correct you hard.
Wow.
No, whoa. No, okay, yes, correct, yeah. I'd say about 80.
I'm going to ask him, how do you make those movies? How do you come up with them? The stunts, do they
Oh, yeah.
plan them beforehand?
That's right.
I
The
think those
stunts were
stunts,
crazy.
I just want to have a nice big convo with him.
Yeah,
What
he
have
was
you
one of the first people that ever grab onto a train as it went by.
Oh,
He
that's
literally
insane.
grabbed onto a train as it went by. Yeah, that's great. It is mental. Oh, so yeah, that's a great one. Throughout history, I'm trying to think of something like super clever. Like everybody is like, oh, I'd like to speak to Mozart, or oh, I'd like to speak to Napoleon. And that, to be honest with you, I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to speak to any of them. Throughout history, I'd want to speak to, I don't know, it's going to sound weird. I can't remember his name, but I think it's Tao Zhu or something. The guy who wrote The Art of War. He seemed like an interesting dude.
Oh, Sun Tzu.
That's him. Yeah, I forget his name. I'm going to be so rude. I'm going to invite him to my historical dinner place and then call him the wrong name. Did you hear that? But yeah, I like it.
Mr. What's your name?
Yeah, Chinese man.
You definitely can't say that.
No. Yeah, him. I like his book and his philosophies and stuff. Basically, like I said,
that's very interesting. That's very interesting. We've got 9 more icebreakers. We're not gonna.
There you go. It's a separate podcast for learn how to do icebreakers successfully and win friends.
Win friends?
Yeah, true. How to alienate people whilst using icebreakers, maybe.
This one, ChatGPT gave a good one here. If you could travel to any fictional world, where would you go? That's a nice one.
That's a good one.
That's
that's hard.
I like that. I'm immediately thinking of video game worlds, but this also includes films, books.
Yeah, I went straight to video game worlds too. But the only thing is, when you think about it a bit further, the video games worlds are a little killy and a little dangerous, and I die instantly. I instantly thought Fallout, and then I thought, wait a minute.
No.
No, I die pretty quick in Fallout.
Same. I want to be a Minuteman. No, you don't.
No, that's right. You're gonna die. It's funny. I'm trying to think of a nice place in a video game that you just want to go, and I can't think of one. Like
I've got one.
Go on.
I don't know about video games, but I've got a one from a film.
No, you have one from a film? That's not
That's
possible.
right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Guess which film. You won't be surprised.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
That's right. I'm going to go to the
Lord of the
Shire, baby.
Oh, I thought you go to the Elven village place.
Rivendell. No,
That's it.
Rivendell's nice and everything, but same. Everyone's stuck up. I'm gonna need so many icebreakers in Rivendell.
Oh,
Hell
you would. That's
I'm
very
gonna
true.
go to the Shire. Just sit down, have some mead, celebrate everyone's 11th birthday.
Just
it's gonna
freaking
be so good.
Tower over everyone as you walk through town, looking down on them.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna be tall.
That's right.
Wait a minute. No, I want to be short in the Shire.
Ah, so you can change your height and everything as well as the world you live in.
That's not the question anymore.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I don't really know. I like the couple of like Final Fantasy realms, but they're also kind of dangerous. So I can't think of a game where it's really safe. Stardew Valley. There you go. I'll go there.
Yeah, the farm in Stardew Valley.
Quaint. Yeah, that's quaint. That's nice. There's lots
stuff.
of wives around if I want one, it would seem.
Lots of stars, lots of dews, lots
that's
of
right.
valleys.
Yeah, that'll do. Seems chill.
It's
there.
good stuff. It does seem chill and very close to this week's game, actually, which is a pixelated indie game.
Yeah, this one's
You see, how was that segue?
that was amazing.
Yeah.
We are so another level to other podcasts. That was just like, whoa.
Joe Rogan who?
Yeah, that's right. No, he's asking for letters from us. How to do it. Damn. Okay. This is one of the hardest reviews again. I don't know if you found it complicated to review.
I think maybe just because it's... I wouldn't say complicated, but it wasn't as easy as other reviews. I'll give you that.
Okay, the game we're reviewing, ladies and gents, is Eagle Island Twist. Now, that does sound like to me like a cocktail or drink. You know, I'll have an Eagle Island Twist, please.
On the rocks.
Yeah, and the hardest thing about this game, this is probably the indiest indie game around. I couldn't find much information about the studio who developed it.
So true. Pixelnicks.
Yeah, Pixelnicks, and I think possibly, maybe, it was made in Basingstoke in Hampshire. But
what?
That is, yeah, I tried to find out where it was came from. The only thing I slightly found was a LinkedIn page with a fella on it who seemed to suggest he kind of did it in Basingstoke. But this is all entirely conjecture because I couldn't find anywhere else. Did you find anything?
I found Pixelnicks' Twitter page.
Okay, what's that say? Or
It's
X?
definitely not X. It's Twitter, and I'm in denial.
Yeah, I don't like X. X is
I
dumb.
found his Twitter page. He's got 10,000 followers, so
Nice.
that's quite the following. And it's just a guy.
Yeah, I figured.
It's a guy called Nick, and he's calling himself Pixelnicks. He developed Eagle Island Twist. It was Eagle Island,
Yeah,
and
then
then
that's right.
a big update later turned it into Eagle Island Twist. He's developing another game called Kinseed, which looks like a Stardew Valley type game.
Yeah, those games
Also,
are doing well right now. Yeah.
It looks great. But yes, I couldn't find anything
Nothing.
else.
I was trying to I love the little background stories, like where they start, or they used to work on this and now they started their own little studio or
Yeah.
something. All I
Yeah.
know is, like you said, there's a guy, and I think it was one person, and it's called Pixelnicks. And that's it. That's about as much prestige as I can find on this game.
Same.
So this is like
Same.
it's like a in the dark corner type indie, which is strange because its reviews are quite good. So it's
It
weird
is.
there is not more news about it and talk about it. This is really, really like a rarity in the indie sphere, it would seem.
And I like it when this happens.
Yeah, same. It is fun to find
Ooh,
these.
It's like you're unearthing a gem.
Yes, you're just dusting off the sand and using
Exactly,
your
you've
little brush,
been-
you go,
Whoa, you've been in the ground just picking up pieces of shit like Men in Black,
And
Caligula
Gollum.
effect.
Gollum and the
And
King
Gollum,
Kong
come
game
on.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
That's a fresh dump though.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
then after hours of digging, you finally hit something.
Yeah.
It makes a unique tang. You dig it up,
right,
and
right.
it's not broken. It's just covered in a bit of dirt. You pick it up. What's this? What Eagle Island twist? Hell yeah!
And you like tuck it under your tarp, and you run back to your shelter so nobody else sees it, and you just look at it and go, yeah, I see the story.
You try and find something in the local library that might look like something like this. You don't find anything. No. Nothing. It's so special. It's so special when something like this happens. I love it. I love it.
We literally just made a better storyline than the Marvels movie I just watched the other day. Genuinely, that was a better story than that movie I watched. So Marvel,
Critical Arcade does not recommend the Marvels.
Yeah, but Marvel and Kevin Feige or whoever it is, I don't know the names.
Kevin
if you're
Feige,
listening, you're obviously listening. So hire us to write it because you need help.
Of course, get anyway. You know, Kevin Feige is a fan of Critical Arcade.
Yeah, of course. No, he's always listening. Then I know he's always listening. Okay, should we jump to narrative?
Let's do it. There's a ton I think that I can say about this game.
Go on. Go for it.
The narrative isn't one of them, though.
Oh, damn it. Because I've got like 2 notes on narrative, and they're not particularly clear.
I don't think the narrative for this game is big or fleshed out, or it's the main point at all. It's very light, right? It's very light, the narrative of this game. But like most other indie games in this category, that's because another segment is taking precedence.
Yes, correct. That's
right?
normally the case.
The narrative is taking a backseat because something else, another segment, is center stage. It's not like a AAA game, let's say God of War, where each segment, the narrative, visuals, audio, gameplay, blah, 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 all of them are top notch. It's not the case.
Okay, so let me see if... I think the narrative is you're a girl with an owl.
That's right.
And you knock over an art exhibit. I don't know what that thing was.
Yeah.
At the beginning. And then all these gems fall out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh crap, the gems fell out. And then for some reason, there's an evil doppelganger of you who's then pissed and disperses the gems. That's all I really got.
Same.
Oh, good. So no. I'm not the one that's going, what is going on? Which is fine. You're right.
You're trying to squeeze more out of this than there is. The beauty is in the simplicity. That's right. Okay. Your fear. That's the girl's name. Your fear, and you're on this island. By the way, it's called Yulu Island. And
thank you. I didn't know that.
I googled it.
Nice. So what's the eagle then?
It's your eagle. It's your friend.
That's an owl.
It's your owl friend.
My owl friend.
You throw it at things. You throw it at things because it trusts you.
It's like somebody hated Hedwig from Harry Potter and then just made a game where you throw an owl everywhere. Okay. So you're on Yulu Island for some reason, and it's not Eagle Island, which is the name of the game. But anyway, and who's the doppelganger? Yeah. Any clue why there is an evil doppelganger of you with its own owl?
It's evil fear.
Oh, it's like the personification of fear, is it? Or is that
I don't know. I also do not care.
Yeah, same. But it's the thing is, I've compared this game quite a lot to the original Mega Mans and stuff like that, because it's got kind of like gameplay aspects of it. But Mega Man had a story. It had got to stop these evil robots.
Did it have a story? Or was it not just you're a robot from Dr. I can't remember his name, and you need to stop the evil Dr. Wily, and evil Dr. Wily has made evil robots. That's it. That is it for 8 Mega Man games.
I felt there was a bit more text to read in that regard, but I'm not going to argue that is pretty much the entire storyline of all of them. Very much so. You are
these
a good
games.
Okay.
The narrative definitely takes a backseat.
Yeah.
I also do not care. It's also not a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. This game, and it's a 16-bit pixelated game. It's obviously, it's a platformer, so you're absolutely right. A lot of those, it's not like you have big, broad strokes of narrative in these types of games.
Correct.
Except for, like, Braid and a handful of others that I know of that did the whole story thing. So you're right. Narrative isn't that important in this, but I just wrote down how I don't really know what we're doing, but that doesn't matter, because why not? We're having fun doing it, right?
That's it. We're having fun doing it. We're just putting the artifact back together to seal evil fear. That's it.
That's it. That's fine.
I didn't get there. I didn't finish the game. I don't know if it's more than that.
Did you stress out how many gems there were, though?
There's a lot of gems.
When she knocked them over, that thing must have had about 300 gems. And I was like, damn, is this like going to be a 300 level freaking platforming game?
It seems like it.
But yeah, I didn't finish it either. Like I said, I far too long, and I'm not good at these games, to be honest with you. But anyway,
once I finished, let's say, 2 levels, I was thinking, wow, I don't care for the narrative because I'm having... this is fun as hell.
Okay. I don't really know what else we can talk about narrative here. I think we're done. I know it was a quick one, but anything else?
The setting, the island itself. Okay.
Which isn't Eagle Island. It's...
Correct, it's...
Where's the eagle?
I don't know. It's Eagle Island, but it's called Yulu Island, and you don't have an eagle. You've got an owl.
I
don't get it.
Why not Owl Island? Why not?
I don't.
Bird Island.
I don't know. That's maybe the twist.
Yeah. That twist was added later when he updated it. So the original game was Eagle Island, but now we find out there is no Eagle Island. Oh wow, it's one of those like, whoa. Are they real?
Yeah.
Is this Sixth Sense? They all like, does the island exist? Okay, so
we might just be fooling ourselves. Pixelnicks actually has a book that he's gonna release on the narrative.
Yes, that's right.
This game.
That's right. So find out the secrets
hilarious.
of the Eagle Island twist game in a brand
but it's
new
actually
bestseller.
Yulu Island. But it's also Owl Island.
Yeah,
it's funny. That's hilarious.
Okay, I'm hoping that happens to give us some more light on what the hell's going on.
I think the narrative and the simplicity of it is reminiscent of older platformer games.
Yes,
just like the visuals. The visuals is reminiscent of your older SNES and Game Boy Advance platformer games.
Yes, it reminded me a little bit of Alex Kidd. I don't know if you know Alex Kidd.
I do know. I've never played it, but I do know of it.
Yeah, it is very much a throwback to the old SNES games because just the simplicity of the controllers, right? It's fundamentally directionals and 3 buttons. So it's very much so.
And the overworld.
Yes,
Immediately made me think of Super Mario World.
Yeah, same. Exactly the same thoughts when I saw the overworld. Yeah, no, exactly right.
I find it so cool, which I think Super Mario World did first.
They did.
And the people trying to copy that kind of missed the point that when you're in the overworld, you're supposed to see a hint of what the level is by the placement on the overworld. So if your level is in front of a cave, then
you knew it was cave-like.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the level is going to end with you going into a cave.
Yeah, exactly.
Or on the overworld, your level is on top of a lake. It's a water level,
which everyone dreads. I hate water levels.
Sucks.
Every game that has a water level, I'm just like, oh, really?
It's the worst. It really is.
But anyway, I guess it's one of those things that water levels have been in games for so long. I'd actually kind of be sad if they took it out, because then I wouldn't be able to go, oh, no, water. Because I've been doing that for like 30 years. So,
yeah, exactly.
It would be a bit sad. But yeah, I get what you mean. The overworld was very Mario-like. It was, it was one of my favorite parts about it. Like it's got
so
the isometric view with the board game layout, isn't it? With a little disc to denote which direction you're going to. No, very, very cool. Very nostalgic.
It's just nice. It's nice. It's cozy, and I love it.
Yeah, it is cozy. I think that's one of the best ways to describe it. This is a cozy looking game. I don't really understand why someone wants to throw an owl. I would love to sit down and say why.
Why?
I thought I was doing it wrong.
That's it.
I was like, you start the
Okay.
game off and you get.
Yeah.
Sorry, are we doing gameplay now? Sorry, let's okay. And I'm just thinking, why are we throwing an owl? Why are we hurting an owl? I like owls. I don't know where somebody in the boardroom or this gentleman said, okay, what's the mechanic? Are we throwing turtle shells? No. Are we throwing like fireballs and like bow and arrow? No. What should we do? How do we make this game different? I got it. We throw an owl.
Brilliant. Good, brilliant. Ship it now. Ship it today. Brilliant. Throwing owls.
Genius. Okay.
It's Pixelnicks just sitting by himself thinking, oh, what am I going to do? And then the sun rises. He looks outside. Right. There's the gentle breeze blowing, and then he gets it. Light bulb. Oh, yes. Throwing an owl. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. It's like he had a flashback of a child when he once threw an owl, and it was like, whoa, that was so much fun. Yeah, I don't get it, but... Yeah, it is what it is. You're throwing it out. Like I can't really go much further.
I think it's a bit bizarre. I know the if you think about it though, but the actual mechanics of it, it's a bit of a gameplay segment. It's fun. It's fun.
That's right. The mechanics.
And I like the way it looks when you change and use different owl power ups.
Yes. Yeah. That was nice, by the way.
Thank you. That's why people listen to Critical Arcade.
Oh yeah, just for the puns and the wordplay, no doubt.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So a mechanic that I think is visual that I enjoy a lot, I appreciate a lot.
Yeah.
Were those enemy indicators?
Oh, the red arrow thingies.
Yes. When there's an enemy and he's off screen,
Mm.
you get an indicator that there's an enemy there.
Because if you didn't, there were
so
some levels that you just jump onto them. And even with the indicator, I did fundamentally still do that. But there, at least I know I'm the idiot then, and it's not poor level design. Because you're
not even Mario games do that.
True. That's true. That was a nice. Yeah, that is nice. It's weird to say, and I'm glad you spotted it because I didn't write that one down. But that does make it a better experience so that you can plan out your attacks and stuff. No, it's a good visual.
A lot of people would argue that, but if you're indicated there's an enemy, it's in a weird way spoiling your discovery of there being an enemy.
Yeah, I can see that to some degree, but...
Right? But
go on.
I would rather have the quality of life mechanic that knowing there's an enemy so I can't make that jump because of the type of game that this isn't allowing me to see that there's an enemy before the jump.
But it's also, and later on in the levels, there's a huge puzzle element to a lot of the levels. So you need to know enemy whereabouts in regards to kind of increasing your multiplier or something like that underneath you is very important. It's pinnacle to what decision you make next in regards to throwing your owl. So no, it was a very good visual choice. I forgot about that. I do like that.
I think the one level, you're right, took visuals into account and then also gameplay. One of the earlier levels has your owl laying an egg mid-flight.
Yes, yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you need to use this egg on spots on the screen that you need to see. And I think is so clever. Like you said, some levels are puzzle levels.
Yeah, exactly. And there's that one where your silhouette, everything's dark, right?
I wrote that down in my notes. That is such an excellent visual element.
Yeah, exactly.
To one of these levels.
That mixed the whole thing up. I was like, whoa, damn. It does. It's a little visual thing, but it does change the whole mechanic because now you're having to look if that's a surface, if that's a bad guy, where's the blocks and stuff like that for me to jump on. Yeah, no, where the hidden areas could or could not be. No, that was they do mix it up visually quite a lot on each corresponding level.
It's such an excellent case scenario of how detracting some elements from a certain product or experience can add more to it.
Yes,
which is, it's such a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a phenomenon. It's just so incredible to me that you can somehow detract something and then it's adding more. Like, I don't think you know of this island in Breath of the Wild.
No, but continue. I'm sure plenty do.
What's it called? There's a certain island in Breath of the Wild where you're challenged with completing all the challenges on this island with none of your gear.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every single item that you have on you is being locked away, and you now need to defeat bosses, solve puzzles, climb a mountain with nothing you've collected.
So you're back to square one in regards to being Zelda,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. And you need being Zelda, being Link.
Oh, sorry, jeez, yes, okay.
Whoa.
Sorry out there, the world. I got Link and Zelda mixed up like a common fool.
That's never happened before.
Sorry, go on.
And it's the same in this game with that specific level. Things get taken away from you, but it is adding to the game.
Yeah, exactly. No,
it blows my mind.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things in icon design. I always remember that color and stuff is important, but negative space is far more important. For example, in the Toblerone bars on the mountain, there's actually a bear in the negative space of the mountains of the Toblerone bar. And it's very cool. There's a big company in France called Carrefour. It's a shopping supermarket. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. And it's Carrefour, but in between the negative space of the symbol is the clicking mechanism that trolleys used to have to lock into one another. I don't know if you had them out here, so it's a bit of a weird one to bring up. There's lots of negative space that's actually more important than the item themselves, which people use. And like you said, the silhouette level taking all the color out and just having your silhouette was actually far more complex and dramatic than the levels beforehand that you could see everything. So yeah, it is well done. It is quite a clever aspect to add to the games. Yeah.
I don't think gets enough attention. A simple mechanic like that. It's just been a level here, but I think it needs to be done more in games.
Yeah, I know. This does mix it up. I agree. I like that part of things. It reminds me of, the Rayman Legends type games. They also mix up their levels quite a lot, and there's a palette cleanser about doing a different level, because if you do have 100 of the same levels that are just jump here, kill this, collect that, work this out, find that secret room, it does get a little boring and repetitive. Yeah.
Which I think is a big reason Super Mario Wonder is doing so
that's right.
excellently.
I've heard great things. Like that game.
Each level is a spin on the usual level, and then they give you a seed, which just blows it into the stratosphere.
You'd never expect Mario to be able to up their game, because what else can you do on a platformer?
Exactly.
And it's always amazing that they have. I've not played the game yet, but I've got friends who have. And they're saying they've actually mixed up the formula of a Mario game, and it's good.
Not just any Mario game, but you got me saying Mario.
Sorry.
Not just any of the Mario games, but the 2D ones.
Yeah,
the ones that have not changed for almost 40 years.
No, it's the same formula fundamentally, no doubt. But anyway,
I'm very
Eagle
impressed.
Island Twist.
Eagle Island Twist.
Okay, should we jump into the audio? Got anything else visually you want to talk about?
I just think the visuals are reminiscent of older SNES and Game Boy Advance platformer games. I think the audio does the same. I usually listen to the games as I'm playing them, but it was a bit difficult because this game is hard. So I sat down and I listened to the soundtrack.
Yeah. As you do.
The music for this game is slow and melancholic, which usually is not what you get with a platformer game. Especially the action platformer ones.
It fundamentally, though, granted, I don't think either of us completed it. It kind of tries to build a picture that there's something more serious or sinister going down that you're doing. If you know what I mean.
You think so?
It makes you wonder, because, like I say, we've all played Mario, and Mario's music is always kind of a banger. It's always upbeat,
top-notch,
it's fun.
Always.
But you're just trying to go find Peach or just defeating Bowser, his everyday job, fundamentally.
Yes.
But that's always fun. The music here seems a bit like you said, melancholy, a bit sad, a bit lonely, by all accounts. That there's an aspect to it that makes you wonder if the story is darker than it is. But I never actually saw that narratively.
Wow.
I might be pulling at straws, or clutching at straws. There's something about the music that just made you wonder about the narrative, which I kind of like.
That's the beauty of music.
Yeah, no
is
doubt.
that especially in the Impressionist era, a lot of composers would make music simply for people to have and usually different impressions of their music.
Yeah, of course.
Claude Debussy
right?
is one of the forerunners of, or used to be, of exactly this, and this concept.
Do I know any of his music?
Claire de Lune. I think.
Oh, Claire de Lune. Okay, yes, granted, yeah.
Yes,
I know that one. Yeah.
I think most people know that.
Yeah.
It's so incredible that music can still do that, because I did not get that vibe at all.
And what did you get then? Why? Like, how did it make you, I guess, feel whilst you were playing the game?
It made me felt like I was a girl with an owl, wandering through this island, and it made me feel not lost at all, but like I was just discovering this wonderful island. So, and not that there was a deeper layer of something.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Darker.
Yeah. I think it's mainly
So
because
good.
like we saw her dark doppelganger, and I've played
Could
too
be.
many Japanese RPGs where that's a really bad thing, and my mind just goes there now, I suppose. Can I just...
It could definitely be. I don't. Pixelnicks, please tell us. Please tell us,
he's
Pixelnicks.
He's
If there
right
are
next to Marvel.
layers,
That's
right? If this game is like an ogre,
Yeah, exactly.
just
Nice.
please. Thank you.
Can I just point out, I've got a negative for the audio here, and it was potentially the most annoying thing about the audio.
Ooh,
Can you guess what I'm
okay.
writing down?
No, I don't have a negative for audio.
The bloody beeping noise when you're low on life.
Oh!
It was driving me mental. I was like, I know.
Oh my God. Stop it. You're making me anxious.
It was such an obnoxious little beep all the bloody time.
What difficulty did you play on?
Normal, I think. I just went through it.
I think so too. So, you take 3 hits and then
yeah,
die.
that's right. Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, okay. I played on the same difficulty.
And that little when you've got, it's like the Zelda thing when you've got a little bit of heart left as or the Link thing of and it just goes beep neep 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 neep.
Yeah.
Come on, you've got to do something. Give me just flash, but just all the time, continuously.
Yeah.
It was really annoying me, and I was like, "Where's the bloody
annoying.
heart? Where's the heart? Where's the heart? I need
It's
to get a heart."
100% annoying. I don't know if it's intentional, but I don't like it.
No, it was, and like you said, there were things I did. Another plus I really liked was it's a weird sentence, but when you throw your owl, you got different sound effects depending if he was hitting glass, rock, sand, water. Right, each one.
I
had a
did not
different
notice
sound.
that.
I liked there were
Nice.
platforms that were invisible, i.e., kind of
Yes.
glass.
Ooh.
They had a proper glass sound to them, like ding. Dink, every time you
That
threw it.
is,
That was
I
kinda
can't
cool.
believe I didn't write that down for visuals, but there was a tiny little glass maze.
Yes, right? Yes,
in
I
one
know
of
that
them.
one. That's right.
So nice. So good.
It actually slightly reminded me of the maze. This is from Pokemon. God, I think it was Pokemon Gold. Did you ever play Pokemon Gold or Silver or Crystal?
Yes, my go-to was Crystal.
Yeah,
but
there was
that was a very long time ago.
There was that gym, the ninja gym guy that had his gym was a maze that you walked through that had invisible walls. Can you remember that at all?
No, not
No,
at all.
okay,
Not at all.
Oh, that's just painful. You should remember that. Everybody who's listening, you can remember that, I'm sure. That ninja guy where you have to go around an invisible maze to get to him in the middle so you can take on the Jin. I think his name's Koga, which is, for me,
nice.
remarkable if
Wow.
I'm right.
Nice.
It's more than likely probably something like Bert or something, but I'm going to call him Koga for now. So that maze, I always like about games because you'll see something that makes you reminisce about another game. And that's one of my favorite things about playing any game. It's just insane when you unlock a memory to your past with the same type of gameplay or song or sound or something like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is nice.
Anything else, Audio Man?
So, where are my notes? Here we go. Audio, just the obvious, this game doesn't have voice acting.
No.
It also shouldn't have voice acting.
That would be weird. It would be weird.
It's a lot like Celeste, another platformer,
Mm-hmm.
super high platform, skill platformer. It's just, there's no voice acting, but it shouldn't have voice acting.
I agree.
That was a good call.
That would just freak people out.
It really would.
It's unnecessary. And like you said, there's no narrative, so why would it be hugely voice acted when the narrative is so shallow, I suppose?
No, that's it for audio. The visuals, I think they're all reminiscent of games of a certain time and a certain type. Like this feels like a pure platformer, which I think is the main selling point for this game and its gameplay is just the purity of the platforming in this game. If you like platform games, you'll like this.
No, definitely. And you're right. It's one of those ones, it's the nostalgia hit, it's the pure platforming. You're right. This is and the puzzly aspect of platforming too, but that's always been in platform games too. The idea that you've got a wall jump here or mind out from jumping into that water because it's full of bad guys. No, it is. It's old school, but there's nothing wrong with it, like you say.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's an absolutely huge selling point, which I'm so surprised this game isn't bigger than it is.
Yeah, that's really strange. I have never looked up a game for a prestige and all the stuff behind it and found so little before. And there's even physical copies of this game. It had a weird little physical run.
I saw it on Twitter, but this probably isn't really printed or distributed by Nintendo themselves.
No, it's there's a bunch of companies in America called like Limited Run or something like that. They
yes.
That's right. It's one of those, I think. Well, they'll just do 1,000 or something like that because it's because people like to buy rarities and collections. It's one of those games. This is not one of those games you find on all the shelves in GameStop and stuff like that.
I get that, but I'm so surprised there are more people.
Yeah, it is crazy how little this game seems to be found or known about. It is a bit crazy.
Because each level you're playing in is, I know we've said this before, but each level you're playing in has a unique attribute or a parameter that changes the gameplay entirely. Yes, no, that's the one thing I wrote down about gameplay as well. It's the aspect that each level you go to, especially later on in the game, you know it's going to be completely different to the one before. Yes.
You're like, and it's just little tweaks. It's tiny things like the seeds exploding instead of being able to collect. So you've got the Bomberman aspect of having to dodge out the way every time you kill a bad guy.
That level was difficult.
That level was mental.
That level was hard.
This game is hard. I'm not going mad, am I?
It is. This entire game.
Thank God.
This game is so hard. I was thinking, oh wow, I'm getting low on checkpoint respawns.
Yeah, right.
This is harder than I thought. There's a level where you essentially spring jump, which you jump normally, and the moment you hit the ground, you jump 10 times higher.
That's right. Yeah. No,
the screen doesn't give you enough room to see where you are going.
I was playing this game thinking, God damn, this is tough. And I was thinking, I bet you Nick's not finding this tough because he's done Dark Souls and Elden Ring and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh God, I'm getting old. I can't do platforming games anymore. And I just kept getting my ass handed to me by this one flying beetle thing on one of the levels. And I'm just like, what's wrong with me? Just you dodge his flying path and you throw it out. Just keep doing the same thing, David. Keep doing the same thing, Dave. And I kept dying. And I'm like, oh God damn. But yeah.
I get it. No, this game is tough. I had a tough time with this game. This and it's not even the later levels. I think it's challenging and it stays challenging. Which I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
another level sees you, whichever you get this Midas effect with that. any platform you touch turns into ice.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So wherever you're going, you're ice sliding.
Yes, you're slipping all over the place.
So tough because you're running on ice, and all of a sudden, there's an enemy.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't stop. You can't stop your ice sliding. So you backtrack, you jump over, whatever. It's gonna fail. Yeah. You're taking damage.
Yeah, you're right. It's one of those. All of a sudden, one of these levels will turn into one of those remembering games, like Ollie World.
Oh no!
It's less about killing everyone and slowly discovering the world, and it's more or less like, okay, here's this bit, jump over
memorizing,
that bit, shoot this thing, go down there, and it's also got that Metrovania Castle, Metroid and Castlevania level design type thing, right? Where you go up there and you go down here, and there's a secret room here, and there's a place where there's a checkpoint and stuff like that for saves. There is a lot in the gameplay of this game where it does shine. I think we can both agree to that, right?
Yes, definitely, 100%.
But I'm still getting over it. I'm so glad I wasn't the only one who was bad at it, because jeez, I was bad.
No, this is difficult. I was bad as well. Some levels, like the ice sliding levels, the exploding seeds, even the spring jump. It's not easy. I did it, but this is definitely if you're looking for a platform experience, this is it.
But there were little nuances that I really did enjoy. Was the fact that the things you collect actually meant something. We all know in Mario getting 100 gold coins gets you a life, and the same in Sonic. Yeah. In here, the silver coins where you had to collect them to open chests, which would give your power-ups as special effects, fundamentally. Yeah. And the medals that you earned or collected were how many checkpoint saves you were allowed to use when you died, right?
Yes. If you had, 20 or 25?
Yeah. I thought that was a really clever mechanic. So
I think so too. And if you died, you just lost everything.
Yeah. So it's one of those mechanics which makes you think, well, I should explore, so I get this, but I should also kind of quickly get to the end so I don't die too much. So it's one of those blends of, what do I do? Do I go and search areas and hopefully not get died by the mini bad guys? Or do I run all the way through, I know where that bad guy is, so I can jump everything and then just try that fight, knowing I've got very few checkpoints afterwards?
Yes. Did you... Wait, I think you mentioned earlier you kept dying at a beetle. Was this the mini-boss beetle?
Yes, this was the mini-boss beetle, like the hidden one, right?
Wow.
He was a pain in the ass.
Tough.
Right?
Whoa. Yeah, pain in the ass is right.
I was at one point where I'd hit it like 8 times, and I'm thinking, it has to be. This is a little game. This isn't like a slogfest that Dark Souls is. He must be close to dead.
Yes.
Most of the enemies take 1 hit, or 3 or 4 or 5. I'm like 8. I'm using my normal owl power, because I had no owl power gems, or whatever the hell they were called. And then he got me right at the end, and I was so annoyed, but I was that bug. So annoying. He wasn't even...
That's right.
He was... His pattern, he didn't have much of a pattern, because it seemed to follow you when it tucked itself in the shell.
Yes, and then just dive.
Yeah, I hated that thing. And it was. I think it was like a hidden mini-boss type thing, wasn't it?
It's totally optional. You don't need to fight it. But once you enter his room...
Yeah.
Good luck. It's the door's locking behind you.
Yeah, like I said, it's... But I remember Mega Man had the same type of thing. Their boss fights were tough.
Unless... What do you mean? Unless you had the correct power-up.
Oh, that's true. There are lots of things later on. But if you don't know that side of things, I know you're right that some of those boss fights are cakewalk later on.
Yeah.
If you have the certain weapon power-up. But the only way you got that certain weapon power-up was doing a different level before you did that level.
Yes. So, and you don't even know which power-up you need.
Yeah, you need to play with a guide in those games. But you're right. I always found Mega Man bosses really tough, and the bosses in this are fundamentally tough. Some of them were easy. Some of them were, like, they look scarier than they are. Those big fish, I was like...
Yes, they, especially in the giant level, they're not... They're not that bad.
Yeah, they look more like, oh god, this is going to be a problem, and then you just spam owl power, and then it just kills them, and I was like, oh, okay.
I can't believe we're hitting giant piranhas with an owl four or 5 times. That's how you win.
Yeah, I want to know why owls. I really want to know why owls. Like, of all the birds, like an ostrich would be...
You know why it's owls, because this game is called Eagle Island. That's why.
I, halfway through playing this game, thought, wait a minute, is that an eagle? And I even asked my wife, is that an eagle or an owl? And she's like, well, it looks like an owl. And I said, but the game's called Eagle Island. And then she says, she stops like, well, I guess it's an eagle then. Like, are you a falconer or whatever the hell you call the bird thing? Maybe that was the stuff. But then later on, when I read it up, it was an owl. I love the idea there's some weird conspiracy theory that it's all some sort of anti-Hegwood campaign or something.
Oh, good. Yes,
that's it. That's the treatment of owls on the Harry Potter games and sets or whatever, and he made a parody of how it was like to be an owl on the Harry Potter set or something weird like that. I'd love to know why owls. That's all I really want to know.
Pixelnicks, he loves Harry Potter, but each time Hedwig was on screen, he would just throw his spaghetti at the TV.
He clutches into the armrests of his chair and digs the nails in because owls! He's got a backstory where an owl stole his girlfriend. And he's never trusted owls again, or something like that, right?
That's right. And his girlfriend's name was Fia.
Yeah, exactly. And this is all his just anger and angst he put into a platforming game. Oh, that's it.
Pixelnicks, tweet at us and tell us if we were right.
Yeah, I think we are. I think that was dead on. I really do.
I think so too.
Anyway, gameplay.
The gameplay is hard. It's challenging. It's satisfying. It's unique on each level.
Yeah, and that's what shocked me.
Yes, each level. And if you're looking at the amount of gems you need to collect to put this artifact back together, there are a lot of levels.
Yeah, do you know there's even a level built around Smash? Smash.
No way.
Yeah, there's a level
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, you get a level where it's 3 of your doppelgangers and you, and it's got the little percentage bar at the bottom whilst you jump up and down on a platform.
No way.
Yeah, so that's
incredible.
There's a lot. That's the one most impressive about it. I started playing the game and I thought, okay, this is your generic platformer, just like Mario. You might switch it up and be in an ice area or sand area or something like that, but it's just going to be jump, jump, kill, jump, jump, end, right? But then every time you go onto a new level, it's a new gameplay mechanic or a new handicap to complete them. So every level was really different. It was like that. That was good. That was. I can see why he wanted to play this game, because he thought of something that people haven't done yet. And that was what it was.
No, I do like the gameplay for this game, and I'm still stunned that this didn't do better. Come on, was it the marketing? Was there not enough marketing, do you think?
Well, if it was one guy and you've done all this, marketing is so expensive. It really is. It doesn't matter if you're doing games, movies, TV programs, marketing is so pricey. And I'm guessing that's where it does fall down. If you want to do a proper marketing campaign for something like this, it's in like the tens and 20s of thousands of dollars. If you want to get it to be seen, you can't just start an Instagram and a little bit of a Twitter or something like that, because the big fellas are just pumping out things for PlayStation and your feeds are just full of it, and then you do a little, look at my game, and it just goes past. Yeah, I get it. You do have to spend a fortune if you really wanted to get into the public eye properly, which I'm guessing you might be right.
It does seem like with this game just being made by a guy, getting it published, I'm sure must have been an insane effort.
Yeah, I'm sure it really
probably not extremely expensive, like hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever.
Yeah. So, especially nowadays, it's quite easy to make and produce a game. Not easy in regards that I don't know how to do it, but I know that the people who do have utilities and things available to them now that we didn't have 10 years ago for a single person to make a game.
So it does seem like this was a success, because he's making another game.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm glad.
And it's really glad. On almost every platform. It's on Xbox, PC, Nintendo, and PlayStation, this game.
Yeah.
So he managed to port it to all of them, which I can only imagine is also relatively difficult. I don't like. Again, this is something I don't think either of us know about. It might be simple. Maybe you just run it through a software and it does it for you. But it's remarkable that people don't know this game, or it doesn't get more limelight.
True. This seems like the perfect game to have on your Switch.
Yeah, because Axiom Verge did, and Fez did, and granted, these ones are like Celeste. That was actually quite a big game studio. If you actually look who was doing it, there were some proper pedigrees, and this seems like could be a guy from Basingstoke in England. I don't know. So, but it's good. It's good. It's a shame that this hasn't got more prestige, and I hope he gets more after this podcast with all the hundreds and thousands that are listening.
With all of our listeners. Of course, yes.
He's going to send us some emails saying, wow, sales increased by 300%. What the hell's going on?
Dave, can I give you all of my money?
There, that's how Hollywood and stuff works. They just go, whoa, I've made so much money. Can I just give you some? Yeah, I wish.
Here you go.
Yeah, thanks. And here's my next game. No, okay, yeah. That's our little dreams of like how it all works out there. That's just everybody is sharing money with one each other. Yes. Whoa. Would you like a bowl of money? Sure. I'd collect bowls of money. Okay.
And now we hug.
Yeah, because we're best friends. Okay, anyway.
I think this game is running so great on all of these. Yeah. By the way, just having them on all the platforms by one guy is a feat upon itself.
It is very, very true, yeah.
But because this game, I feel like, is so subdued and focuses on its strengths, which is the gameplay and the platforming, I think that's why it's running so well.
Yeah, I agree. It is actually fundamentally a well put together game, which we all know that it's a rarity now. Games doesn't matter which game you're picking up, and I think that's one of the reasons it probably ports itself so easily to everything else, because the game itself is made so well. Like nothing can really go wrong with using a controller or a Switch controller or a keyboard and arrow keys. You know, there's nothing there to actually go wrong, which fundamentally is clever in its own right. You know, it's simplicity done properly.
Exactly. I think that's, besides the gameplay, exactly what it does in all of the other segments as well. Just, it knows what it wants to do. It knows what it needs to do. And it does that. Yeah. It doesn't try to do something else, this entire overarching narrative, including a multiverse and... Oh, look, there's Master Chief and Kratos. No. Yeah. It knows what it wants to do, and it does just that, and that's the game.
By the way, I would play that game, by the way, whatever you were describing.
What?
I'd play the game where, oh, look, there's Master Chief and Kratos. You've already got me. I'd buy that game. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but the idea that those two are standing together somewhere, either, like, fighting side to side, I'd buy that game. Anyone listening... Make a game where Master Chief and Kratos are teamed up. Hell yeah. Oh, go on, you were saying, sorry.
I just think that's why the performance for this game is so good. And that's why it's so well optimized.
Yeah, I agree.
It's because just the parts that it uses are great. It's focused and it knows where to stop.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's exactly it. And that's a lot of things you can't say for a lot of other indie games where they
unfortunately
they just add too much or try to be too complex or hide everything behind paywalls and cosmetic outfit. You know, like you say, this is simplistic and it's nice that it's simplistic.
Yeah.
And value for money wise, what did you think?
I think I got this for $13, and I think for $13 this is some great value for money. You could just sit down, unwind with a nice challenging platformer that shuffles it up every level.
And there is replayability because they've got those weird little like scoreboard things, isn't there? Like getting all the medals and opening all the chests. There's a little kind of like target for you to aim for each game. Like, to get
but that's just...
So there is replay in it.
And even with just the... Sorry, yeah?
No, even if it is really hard, and I would not replay the game myself because it's frustrating. For those people who love these type of things or those completionists out there is actually aspects within the game that
Yes.
are there to be replayed. Hidden bosses, hidden rooms,
that.
hidden
Even-
gems to collect.
Even the part of the game that we've been kind of unintentionally ignoring up until this point, the regular Eagle Island game, not the Twist campaign.
That's true, yeah. Very much so.
That is that game where you play as, I think his name is, what's his name? Kusako?
Okay.
Kusako?
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Yes. That's all randomly generated levels.
Yeah, that's right. So like a roguelike. Is that what roguelike kind of means? Randomly generated levels, or am I wrong?
Most of them are randomly generated levels that you go through, and you're level 1 at the start of all of them.
Yeah, that's right.
I think.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if this is roguelike. I think this is just a randomly generated platformer.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to say for certain.
Not I, sadly.
But I do think that for $13 and the way this game has been supported up until now by Pixelnicks,
yes, exactly.
Really, that's some good value for money if this is what you're looking for.
And it's $13 everywhere on Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation Network. At the time I was doing it, GOG was doing it for $6, but that was only a week deal. So $13 all around. Like you said, it's worth $13. $13 to have a game is a great price.
Pixelnicks, good job. I don't know who the publisher is.
I didn't, because I found so little, I didn't even write down the publisher. I'm sure the publisher was something small, let's be honest, because it would be the publisher's job and fundamentally to also kind of market it.
Yeah.
So, I didn't write that down either because I couldn't. But it is sad. We are sad that more people aren't playing this and it hasn't got this huge recognition because it is quite clever.
Correct. If you're listening to this and you're a fan of platformers, please go check out Eagle Island Twist. Maybe support Pixelnicks. This is just a good focused platformer game that should have gotten more attention.
And remember, this is an indie game, and so I always find supporting indie games is more. I know it's because I'm weird, more rewarding because you're giving a small developer money compared to giving Eidos or Activision or all the cash in the world. And it's always nice to think that you could support someone by saying, thank you very much, here's $18.
Yes.
There's an aspect to that to indie games that I enjoy.
Exactly. This person that makes a good game, you can give him the money to make more good games.
Yeah, it's like a pat on the back from a stranger. And then you must think, I could keep doing this. This is actually something I'm good at. So I always like that side of indie games. I really do.
That's great. I also completely forgot to mention this is. Well, I'm so happy we were able to include this in our Indie 500 series.
Indie 500,
So I'm very happy we stumbled upon this game. It's just, I know the narrative is light, and I know that's what it is supposed to be. I do wish there were more.
Yeah, same.
In the narrative department,
same. Yeah,
maybe a bit more on the setting, or just a bit more plot. Maybe dialogue story. Even.
Like, why do we have an owl? Why do we seem to throw it? Is this a tribe of owl throwing people? Something like that, just so I can find out some context. Some lore is always nice.
The owl throwing clan
exactly.
Eagle Island.
That's right. That's just a question in its own right. I need explained. Somewhere, please. But next time. Next time.
Please. On Eagle Island Twist 2.
The Twist.
Eagle Island Eagle Island Twister.
It'll probably be Albatross Island Boogie, and it will be throwing
pelicans. You're throwing pelicans.
Now that sounds great. I'd throw it like a pelican. See, there's utility in a pelican. You could keep things in its bill. It's massive. Exactly. Like I said, you can
true. That's what. Exactly. They're called pelicans for a reason. We don't call them pelicans.
Nice. That was good. That was brilliant. This is for the people that tune in. Yeah, no, that was just for them right there. They're just sitting in their chairs going, nice.
Yes, good joke, Nick.
That
of course, yes. He has 4 kids. I'm a super dad.
Yeah, right? He's breeding 4 more people who do these jokes and puns, by the way. So it's never dying out. Joke. That's right.
We're so glad. So, Eagle Island Twist. We took our scores to Yulu Island. we broke an artifact full of scores, and we completed this just genuinely difficult game. And by the end, all our scores completed this big artifact, and we shut away evil fear or whatever. And this big artifact matured into the letter grade rating of a respectable C.
Which is not too
Great
bad.
Stuff.
It's the same thing we gave Gears of War, right? So, and Gears 7 and stuff like that. That makes it a good game. Like I said, I always like to qualify what a C actually means.
Exactly.
It's the Fs and stuff like that, they're crap. But C is a good game. And if you love...
C is a good game. This is better than Rage 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Better than Wario World.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, so Pixelnicks, good job. You made a great game.
Yeah, it is, and it's cheap, so go pick it up. It's worth, if you love platformers, if you love old school, like the retro type of nostalgia, this has got it all there for you. And it's exactly
hard. For you.
It's a bloody hard game. Jeez. Like, it's going to take you some time to complete. It's just
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's good.
It is good. I enjoyed it a lot. And thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. You can follow us on our social channels, Instagram, Threads, maybe just Instagram, really. We're more active over there. You can also catch me on email. I'm nick@criticalarcade.com.
And I'm dave@criticalarcade.com.
Besides for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
I am out and about in the sunny weather that we have in South Africa at the moment. But
sunny.
If you do... so sunny. Oh, it's just so sunny. But if you do find me out there, I do have the ability now to put that sound effect on you when you've had a low life. This annoying beep, beep. Whenever you eat anything that's bad for you, or drink anything that's bad for you, that will play continuously until you balance it out with something healthy. And even whilst you sleep. Go on.
I was expecting you to say you were going to throw people with owls.
Oh, I did. That does sound enjoyable. But I kind of like owls. I need to know...
So you don't want to do that. You're a fan of Hedwig.
I'm a fan of Hedwig. I need to know, are these evil owls? Do they deserve to be thrown? Like, are they like being taught a lesson? Are these owls like aggressive, or maybe they're robbing shops during their daytime? Are they are they drug dealing owls? I need to know if these owls are bad and deserve to be thrown before I throw an owl. That's just one of my personal mantras.
What are we talking about?
No,
what are we talking about?
Before I throw an owl, I need to know the owl deserves it. That's just one of my personal ways of my philosophy.
Yes, this has been a naughty owl. Let's throw it at a criminal.
But pigeons, you can throw all day. They're little.
Oh, please, yes, throw the pigeons.
Anytime. If you want a pigeon thrown, I'll throw it.
Yes, please. Buy the domain punterpigeon.com.
There you go.
Go for it, please.
That sounds perfect. I'm sure Peter won't have a problem with that at all. But yeah, don't follow me. On punterpigeon.com, Dave, please tell us, what can we expect for next week? Next week's game is, like I said, it's one of those ones which we've all heard of. It's another fighting Dragon Ball Z game.
I can't. Another Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
They've got to be in the double digits, right? The fighting.
I'm sure.
And then they've been going for years. Like, years when it came out on, like... I know there was some for the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, and I'm pretty sure there's some on the SNES. So yeah, it's not the newest one. We're playing Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit, because burst and limits are cool words to put together. And
cool adjective, cool noun.
Yeah, exactly.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I've watched Dragon Ball Z. I'm pretty sure I've never heard them go, yeah, I'm gonna go burst limit. So yeah, it's just a cool sounding name, I suppose. So yeah, that's the next one.
I guess so. Was Burst Limit one of the good ones?
I think Burst Limit was okay.
I
think there are some shockingly bad ones, and then they released one that was like, you know what?
Oh,
not the worst.
Here's screw you. Here's Shin Budokai.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'd be exciting to play around with to see if this is bad, if it's aged poorly or something like that. But we all know what we're playing here. We're going to be Goku. We're going to be shouting really loudly to get stronger.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to be
kill some bad guys.
Punching, I don't know, Boo or Broly.
Nice.
Any of that. Thank you.
You went mainstream and then went like kind of unmainstream with Broly because he was mainly just in the movies. But yeah, I liked it.
I don't know, Dragon Ball Z. I still call that big god, a cat. Right? There's a cat god thing.
A cat? You've lost me. Oh, you mean Beerus?
Yes, he looks like an Egyptian
That's true.
anorexic cat, and he's
look like
purple.
Yeah, he's Beerus. He's the god of destruction.
Okay,
right.
sure.
Cat,
okay, fine.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, look, Goku
Beerus.
has blue hair.
That's true. Don't mess with Goku with his blue hair. I know. Like I said, I get it. It is silly. But Dragon Ball Z is amazing, so you can't. Like I said, I grew up with it.
It's good silly.
It
I watch
silly.
One Piece. I can appreciate
No, it is.
good silly.
But the only problem is Goku keeps just putting like the entire universe and the world like on the line so that he can fight, which just makes like Goku, what's wrong with you? You need help.
Stop it.
Stop it,
please.
But anyway, yeah. Burst Limit, Dragon Ball Burst Limit will be our game next week.
Good.
I look forward to it.
If you wanna check it out, tune in next week for the Critical Gate podcast. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.